You ready? All right, let's go. All right, here with Allie Ewing and winner of the inaugural Bank of Hope LPGA match play hosted by Shadow Creek. Allie, you just survived 7 rounds near 100-degree heat. Had your husband out there celebrating your first wedding anniversary. You've got to be on cloud 9 right now.
I am. It's super special today. Unique format. I love match play. And it was just an unforgettable week from start to finish. How we were treated this week, it was just unbelievable. And to cap it off with a win on our 1-year wedding anniversary is pretty great.
You got off to a quick start. I squared tied the first hole, but then took the lead on the second hole. Can you tell us what happened there?
On 2, I missed the ball a little bit right of where I was trying to hit the approach shot, and it kind of rolled down the hill, but was able to hit a great chip to give me range, and Sophia gave it to me, and she didn't get her ball up and down from the back. So there were some tough pins out there today. Situationally, it was really tough. I'd probably say as a whole the fatigue made me not handle my nerves as well as I have in the past. I'm just thankful that we got through it, and the early start, getting 1 up through 2, and then just kind of keeping things going the rest of the day was really good.
You won 6, and then she won 11, so you go to 14. You've got a 1-up lead, and 14 seemed to be kind of where the momentum swung for you. Tell us about that monster putt you had there on 14.
Yeah, I was able to draw some really positive stuff from the morning round. The pin was actually closer to the front, and I had about a 40-footer there this morning, and I made it. So I certainly wasn't trying to make it. A putt of that range, you're just trying to give it good speed and get it right there around the hole. But the line and the speed matched, and it rolled in. So that was a putt that I didn't really expect to make, and it was definitely a steal for it to go in and take a 2-up lead going to 15.
About how long would you say that putt was?
I think I paced it at about 62 feet.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's monster.
Yeah, it was a long putt.
When was the last time you made one quite that long?
It's probably been a while. I've made a few in the 40, 45 foot range, but 60-footers you don't see go in very often. So, that was a blessing at the right time.
And then closed out the match there on 17. Certainly not how either of you wanted to play the hole, but that's match play.
Yeah, and 17, I'm still not sure how to play it. It's a very difficult green to hit, especially as firm as that it is. Maybe under different circumstances where the green was a little bit softer, it might have led to maybe some more favorable bounces, stuff like that. But I didn't foresee a 5 getting it done, but it did, and it's a tough hole. That's what it is. But like you said, it's match play, and I still had to make a 3 or 4 footer to get it done, and rolled it in.
Great. We'll open it up to questions. I'll start here with Kent and then go over to Greg.
What were you telling yourself after your first shot in the 17th?
I just kind of regrouped. I knew I was going to have to re-tee, and I knew based off of previous matches that the hole can be won with bogey. So realistically, I was just trying to give myself a putt at it, which I didn't do, but I had a really good lie in the bunker, and at that point, I was either trying to make it or get it up there really close and hopefully have an opportunity to make a putt, and fortunately I did.
How much did exhaustion play into the match today?
It was exhausting. I think I was kind of limping in on the finish line, really. Fatigue was definitely a factor. 4 rounds of stroke play, 18, 18, 18, 18 is a grueling week, especially if you're in contention. This week was unlike any other. I'm definitely going to have to tape up the feet, I think, for another week next week, but well worth it.
On that putt on 14, it was going pretty hot. What were you thinking about as the ball was tracking to the cup?
I thought it was rolling in with pretty decent pace. It might have gone 4 to 5 feet by. In my opinion, I could be wrong with my angle, but it's certainly, like I said, not a putt I was expecting to make. Just kind of get it right there within a good distance to make a par putt, and fortunately everything matched up and it went.
And this is a separating moment for you in a very competitive American race for the Solheim Cup. What would it mean to you to get back to the Solheim Cup this year?
Oh, I mean, it's super exciting to represent the United States. The first time was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable experience. Obviously, losing makes you want to go back even more. So, yeah, playing it again would mean the world. Playing with Pat Hurst as the captain. I don't know what the team's going to shake out to be, but certainly know that the American team will be a loaded team, and hopefully I'm fortunate enough to be on it.
Greg?
So when the CJ Cup was out here, Xander Schauffele told me that most courses that he plays, as the week goes along, you get really familiar and comfortable on them, but that wasn't the case out here because it was different every day. Did you find the course, were you more comfortable each day, or?
I would definitely say I was more comfortable every day. Even playing with Danielle yesterday, just her having course knowledge, I think just kind of maybe a few ways that I had played a hole, I was like, okay, well, she plays here all the time, and this is how she plays the hole. So I think it was every day on a course like this, as difficult as it is, it doesn't get any easier, but you might learn a little bit more. Maybe more familiar with, okay, we don't want to take it right at this pin, we want to use the slope. So it definitely changed my strategy that I use on a normal week. I'm normally pretty precise with my strategy, but this week you had to look further away from pins sometimes to use the slopes, and I think I learned more every day for sure.
Did you feel the course changed over the 5 days? Danielle said on the practice round it was the slowest she'd ever seen the greens out here.
The greens were firm, they were fast, certainly by today. The fairways got really firm and fast. I don't think I've ever hit as many 3 woods, 5 woods, whatever irons that there were as far as I did this week, which I know we're at elevation and we're in the desert. So it was just a different type of golf, and the more I played, the more I got familiar with, okay, this club normally carries this far, so out here it's carrying this far. And it's just kind of relying on those numbers that my caddy and I were able to get throughout the week.
And one of the things I love about the LPGA is the winner on the 18th green with all your peers coming out to congratulate you. Today everyone was gone, other than Amy Olson showed up for you. So what was that like to just kind of know that there were only 2 people left here at the course? Yeah,
I definitely had more. Caddy's always by my side. My husband's here. Amy sticking around all week. Great friend, great player. And her caddy, actually, Tanika, great friend. She's in my small group as well. I had some family friends that were here also supporting all week. So I certainly didn't feel left out. And I know my phone's been blowing up with texts and everything. And I know my husband's gotten several texts too. So I know it's a little different, but it doesn't make the win any different in my opinion.
Yeah. I asked your husband out on the course if a win by you kind of takes the sting away of what happened to his team at the NCAAs. Do you think that's true at all?
I think it's 2 completely different things. My husband works really hard at what he does. He loves what he does. I know without a doubt he's going to do a great job as the head coach at Mississippi State. He's got a great group of girls. One's teeing it up next week, the U.S. Women's Open. It was unfortunate what happened at regionals, but I know the team is going to come back really gritty, excited to compete. We lost one senior, but my husband does a great job, and very different circumstances, right. But I think it makes our 1-year anniversary just a smidge sweeter.
Yeah, he said your win will help with recruiting. So.
That's true. That's true.
Back to Kent.
You mentioned learning from Danielle how to approach the course. Did you adjust your approach and that help at all today?
I wouldn't say I adjusted, but I just kind of learned to see how she might have played some chips different or used the contour of the green a little bit different. The pins were a little different than where we had them playing the match against her, so I might have drawn a little bit from it, but I don't know if I necessarily changed my approach tee shot wise or anything like that.
So we're heading to the U.S. Women's Open next week, second major of the year. This was certainly a major-like course, a major test. You feel this helps you as you take to Olympic Club next week?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to recharge the batteries a little bit more than I ever have leading into a U.S. Open. It certainly is a great feeling to carry a win into the U.S. Women's Open. Momentum, I think, is huge. But I know we've got a big battle next week in Olympic Club. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Ball's not going to be going as far. I'm sure the ref's going to gobble those golf balls up if you miss the fairway. So I'll be ready to take it on Thursday. However I prep from Monday to Wednesday, we'll kind of see. I'm going to let my body speak to me for the most part and trust that my game will translate no matter how many times I see the golf course, and just kind of trust in that. But I'll get some rest and be ready to tee it up.
Before you hit the road for Olympics, sounds like MGM's got quite the hookup for you tonight. Could you tell us what you get to do tonight?
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to leave here in a Rolls Royce, number one. We're going to head to the Bellagio and take a little ride. And also they're going to do a fountain show to the song of my choice.
And I think you're in the water for the fountain show.
Okay, so I'm in the water. I'm kind of learning as we go. We got a nice dinner, I think, planned at Prime Steakhouse. And then I hear we've got a nice private jet taking us to Olympic Club. So MGM knocking it out of the park with the special treatment for the win.
If you have an extra seat on the private jet, I'm going there too. And I just wanted to, before we close, two questions. First up, when's Charlie's birthday? Because you won on your birthday last year. When to on your wedding anniversary?
Mm-hmm.
You've got other big dates out there?
Unfortunately, his birthday falls on a Monday.
Oh.
It's the Monday of Marathon, but and I'm taking the week off before, which would be VOA. So we'll figure out another big date that'll work. Yeah.
And finally, mentioned MGM, certainly all the great help from Bank of Hope as well. Just overall, what has your takeaway been from this inaugural event? It seems it's been spectacular.
Oh, from start to finish, I mean, they pick you up in a limo at the airport, get you to the MGM Nomad to get your rental car if you need it, check into your hotel. We've had gifts outside our locker almost every day. Great food, world-class treatment. They've run the golf tournament really, really well, and I think they've set, a pretty high standard for just the special treatment that we've gotten this week. And it's definitely a unique event, and I think players are going to be super excited to come back with how we've been treated.
Well, you're going to come back, and I'm guessing next year it's going to be your face up on the screen outside the Park MGM. Congratulations, Allie. You had a great week.
Thanks, Christina.
Thanks.